Ain't no captains. It's hard to find some good help out there. See a bunch of the captains, they took the bars and went, nope, ain't doing this no more. And there's your pilot shortage. Bye bye. I'll put this out of the way. Always got to hide your training aids. Okay, so welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and I'll be talking to you today about this so-called pilot shortage. We'll see. We'll discuss it a little bit. Is it real or not? And I'll be talking to you in my basement. Okay, so I came up with there's really ain't no bars out there with 4 stripes on them anymore too much. But that's kind of the main reason. But there's all kind of trickle down kind of factors to that, we'll say. And so I was thinking, okay, what are 5 reasons I did if there's any type of accident investigation, there's a technique called the 5 whys to get to the root cause of it. And so I figured 5 sounds good for, what's going on in the industry right now. And why is it so hard for people to get connecting flights and cancellations? And that's in the news a lot. So haven't heard a whole lot of professional pilots in their basement talking about it. So I figured I'll be the first. Okay, so number 1 to get, or actually, I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So number 5. Okay, it's expensive to become a pilot. It's generally in Canada. You can count on. I've heard anywhere, depending on what program you're going into. There's university programs, college programs. You can just learn how to do it on your own. Your local flying club or your flying school. Generally, it's about $70,000 to $120,000 to get your license to the point where you can actually fly a little airplane and get some money for it. So, so I made this, and I was trying to think about how I could describe this for you. And I don't have my whiteboard still, but I do have the cardboard. Okay, now here's some great artwork I did before. Okay, and this is where the shortage is really happening, up here in these big jets. There's a jet engine I tried to draw. And then to replace those guys, you got to kind of work from the bottom. First, you got to go to school. Yeah, I I got to go to school for art. That's so bad. Maybe spelling too. But anyways, first you go to school for a little bit, and you got to learn how to fly. And when you learn how to fly, you spend your 70. 70 to 120K. Okay, and that's in dollars. Canadian. United States, it's a little bit cheaper, but if you want to get a degree from like somewhere like Embry-Riddle or something, that's going to cost you $100,000 for that US. So, anyways, then you get to fly these little guys here with, you might start off as a flight instructor. Actually, a flight instructor in North America, anyways, is kind of an entry-level job. It doesn't seem, you would think you'd have to be like a real expert to be an instructor, but you kind of don't. It's and it pays not so great when you first start off. So there you go. You went to school, you blew all your money. Now you're flying one of these little guys, and you're teaching people how to fly for a while. You can get a certain amount of hours, and you might be down here flying this little guy for, depending on where you are. If you're really, really busy, like I know if you go to Florida, the United States, they can fly like crazy down there all year. It's good weather, and you can get a lot of hours in your logbook quick. But I will say here, you're going to be training there for maybe between school and that, it could be anywhere from, I don't know, 1 to 4 years. 4 years. And then here, you're going to be flying that guy for maybe a year, probably about a year, maybe a year and a half, year or two, depending on how things shut down and open up, right? So we'll say 1 year. Okay, you're 1 year there. Now, you can sit, you're going to move up to the next biggest airplane here. So this has got a couple propellers, one on each wing. Still pretty big, And you're going to be over here for maybe another year or so, maybe 2. maybe more. So we'll say 1 to 3 years. And you're still making no money when you're sitting in the right seat there. Then you become captain. You move your way up to this guy, and you could be over there maybe 3 to 5 years. Or yeah, you might be there after about 3 to 5 years total. And that's right now with the shortage. After 5 years, you are here. There you go. Gotta love the cardboard. Sitting in the right seat, though. You're not captain yet, right? There's just none of those guys around. So it's expensive to become a pilot and fly the little plane. So that's number 5. Number 4 is now there's not that many people actually getting into it these days. Kids, they like to play video games in their room, and they don't like to go outside, and they don't want to be doing a walk around on an airplane when it's rainy or it's cold, or they don't want to move away from their hometown. So, it's not like it used to be for, the generations change. So there's just not enough interest from the youth to get into that. And you could, and so you would say, well, how do we get them interested? You can't. To become a pilot's very, very hard, and it takes a lot of work, and you absolutely have to want to do it. Probably since you're, like a little kid. And if you don't have that in you, you might be able to go through the motions, but there's no way that you're gonna be sticking it out. So number 3 is okay. So you're going to be making peanuts for the first 10 years. Well, the very first year that I was an instructor, I made almost $20,000 for the first year. $20,000. I would have made more money slinging donuts at Tim Hortons. So, but I wanted to do it, and I was tired of working in a machine shop, and I'd take the pay cut, sure, for doing a job you like. And it took a long time to get there. So you're going to be starving. You're not really going to be. Don't even think about buying a house, you're going to be living poor for about 10 years, and then you might get somewhere. After 10 years, you're going to be making $60,000 a year, and there you go. You can pay rent in a big city. Maybe make it home for the weekends every once in a while to your hometown, but it's a tough road to go. So that's number 3 is you're going to be starving for 10 years. Okay, now to get towards the actual shortage of what's going on now. So in March of 2020, I was told that I'm going to have to leave my job for a couple weeks in 2020. A lot of people were told that. So a couple years later, now where did all these people go? Well, so there's a bit of to get these people that have taken their 2 weeks off, that turned into 2 years off, they have to get back on board, and there's some training involved with that. There's you can't just not fly a plane for 2 years and say, yeah, throw 100 people in the back, we'll go boot down to Florida. You're not going to do that. So there's a whole lot. The simulators right now in Canada are jam-packed. They're going 24 hours a day. They were doing that before the 2-week shutdown, and everything kind of stopped, and now we're getting everybody back into these to get back into the airplanes, and there's a backlog. And some of the people just left the industry. I myself am semi-retired, so that's something that has happened to a lot of people, and so they're going to have to. The industry, as it comes up, is going to have to train a whole lot of people from scratch, and so we're looking at the next 2 years. It's going to be hard to find people. And then so now, why is there still all this shortage? Did that many people actually leave their flying job and go into construction or work up in the oil patch or stuff like that? Well, some did, and maybe some of them like delivering Uber or driving for Uber up in Toronto or something like that. But the number one reason that there's this shortage is that, and it's been coming for 20 years, that and it was starting to happen by the time that we had the 2-week shutdown. So it was happening then, and then so basically the baby boomers are all retiring. If you think about you think about a pilot, it's a gray-haired guy with a gut and a little rolly bag behind him, right? Now those older guys with the guts and the rolly bags, they're kind of going away. They start to look a little bit younger, right? So yeah, the baby boomers are. I think during the last couple of years, they just said, you know what, I'll take my pension. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my life. It's too short, and can't go to restaurants anyways. I can do with a little bit less money. I'll take my pension. So a lot of people did that too. Now there's pent up demand. People want to get out of the house, go on vacation, see relatives that they haven't been able to see for a while. And yeah, there's just there's going to be some catching up time, and it'll probably take a couple of years before everything kind of normalizes again. So there we go. There's my 5 reasons. Well, it's 5 factors, but 5 reasons sounds better for YouTube. So yep, it's expensive to become a pilot. Kids aren't interested in that too much these days, so that's hard to get them into. Pilot pay is junk for 10 years, and training, there's training shortage. Like not enough simulator rooms, and just to get people on board, there's a little bit of a shortage there. And there's a certain amount of hours, even if you're new, you got to get into the sim for so long, then you do line and or you go flying along with people, and you can't just hop in the seat. There's weeks of it to do. And then yeah, number one, all the baby boomers retired, done. And well, it was a problem that everybody knew about for 20 years, and no one did anything about it. And here's a shortage. But that's the way it is. I was thinking maybe like the managers were going like, oh yeah, there's going to be a big problem in 20 years, and that's about when I'll be retiring. So yeah, who cares? Yeah, people like to be lazy. So yeah, that's about it. 5 factors for. There are 5 reasons for the pilot shortage here. Now, just a little bit of advice for you. And you could probably think about this. I would say if you want to get your flight going to where you want to go, I would recommend taking a direct flight rather than having any kind of layovers along the way. Each layover you do, every time you switch airplanes, there's a chance for the next one to be late coming and everything like that. So if you're flying direct, that's ideal. If you can, try to stay away from the biggest airports, in Canada, Pearson in Toronto, or Vancouver, Calgary, Montreal. Yeah, if you can stay away from the big airports, that would be a good way of doing it. And I would also probably recommend that just the way they do their scheduling and everything, the way they do most of their flights, all the airlines do their flights mostly during the daytime. That's when we say like all the people that work on the desk and the managers are in and stuff. So if you and what happens is, as the planes are flying from one place to another throughout the day, they get backed up. So if you're taking a flight first thing in the morning, you got a nice freshly rested crew, and you're starting off right on time because everyone's there. As it goes out throughout the day, if you're leaving maybe at 7 o'clock at night, well, you had all day for planes to back up. And so I would say if you can get get there early, as they recommend, try to get a flight very first thing in the morning. And what was my other one there? It was try to fly direct and stay away from the big airports if you can. And well, you can always drive, but yeah. So that's there's going to be a bit of a shortage, which is good for the people coming up in the industry, and they're doing okay if things don't shut down again for whatever reason. But it's looking pretty good for the prospect of pilot jobs for the next couple of years, just like anywhere. I mean, all the baby boomers are retiring, so there's no bricklayers, there's no electricians, there's no plumbers. Yeah, so I mean, there you go. If you're a younger individual, job prospects are looking for you if you want them, or you could just go play video games in your mom's basement if she keeps giving you chips and pop. So, all right, that's about it for today. And what have we got here for comments? Mona Moore. Okay. That's a good comment there, Mona Moore. And hey, Harold Cheeseburger. Thanks for popping in, Harold. And yeah, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yeah, that's pretty much like anything in life, right? So, okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. And we're going to shut her down. And we'll end this here. And thanks for watching again. Bye. Whoa. Okay. Come on now. All right. Bye.